and welcome back to the B Team Sports Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Grant Shear. I am joined by Jack, Tyler, and Trevor. And today we are going to be running down our 6th episode. Down goes number 1. So we're going to jump right into the breaking news. Pretty big week, guys. First thing we have down is the NCAA is eliminating the national letter of intent. Who put that on there, and would you like to explain more?
Yeah, so I actually did that today.
Why'd you look at me?
I actually did it today. It came across my timeline. I thought it was pretty interesting. The National Letter of Intent program has been around since 1964, and it is no longer a thing. So in the past...
My bad, guys.
So in the past, the National Letter of Intent would be pretty much like this thing that you sign that says, I'm committed to this school. Obviously, like we just said, that is no longer a thing, which means I think commitment day is going to get a lot more interesting.
Yeah, right.
A lot more flips. There's going to be a lot more tunnels to go through. Sadly,
does that not seem like just such a random thing?
It's chaos.
To do?
It doesn't. Okay, I really don't think it matters because it's so easy to get out of that letter of intent.
Oh yeah,
it's
but
so easy to get out of it.
Still, the whole
with NIL too. This helps the athletes because now teams can't go lie about your NIL. You're gonna commit to a team. They're gonna have to give you that NIL package they promised you, and if they don't have what they promised you, you're able to go right away. You don't have to spend months to get out of the national letter of intent.
I don't necessarily maybe, but also it's a letter of intent is like a letter of intent. It's not a whole binding agreement. It's
I think this is going to be chaos.
Oh, I absolutely.
It's already
I think
chaos.
it's going to be fun.
College football is already.
But that was just one thing that kind of came across my timeline. I thought it was pretty interesting. Definitely something that was breaking news worthy. I also added the transfer portal for college basketball is shortening from 45 days to 30 days, which I think is exactly how it should be.
I
And
absolutely.
I don't think it matters how long you have the portal open for because most players know exactly where they're going to go before they've even hit the portal because there's just nothing that the NCAA does about tampering. It's the easiest rule to break. Every team does it, and so shortening the portal, I don't think that really matters.
This is going to affect a lot of players. Actually, it will affect Division I players, but it's most importantly going to affect Division II, Division III guys.
Yeah.
Because those guys, actually, there was a statistic we had a few episodes ago that we weren't able to use because we were on a time crunch. If someone wants to find that, I think it was episode 4. I put it up there talking about college basketball, and a lot of those guys don't find homes. So this is actually going to be a lot more. This is going to be a lot bigger of a deal than what we're kind of making it out to be. It'll be open after the second round of the NCAA tournament, so still during tournament time.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, unbelievable because you're going to have coaches like Coach Calipari at Arkansas, obviously Bill Self, who are still hopefully going to be in the tournament.
Yeah.
And that's going to make it so much harder to recruit kids out of the portal. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, when you're a big program like Kansas and now Arkansas trying to build themselves up, you're going to have coaches that you can send out. Sure, when you're in the March Madness tournament, you want to have your focus on that next game because it's not a given, it's not a guarantee, but you're going to have coaches to be able to at least text a player and talk to them, and you're going to be able to set up a visit.
I just think that hurts those teams because they're not able to have their full attention on March Madness.
That's how I feel as well.
So I feel like you're almost rewarding teams that aren't as good, which is okay. I mean, I get it. You got to do what you got to do.
That's kind of how Kansas was this year, where they got bounced early in the tournament, kind of didn't have too much hope for the tournament in general, and so Self and crew were able to kind of focus on recruiting, and we got a great class.
Grant's been sighing back and forth. What you got, Grant?
I think if I was a recruit and I was going to go play, and I wanted to go play at the University of Kansas, I'd want to go there even if the coach did. Like, if the coach was like, hey, send me a text and was like, hey, want you on our team. We're focusing on March Madness right now. I'll get back with you whenever. I would not be like, oh, okay, never mind. I'm not going there. Those bigger name schools are going to have, I think maybe somebody said it, like an immunity almost because it's the name brand of that school. And
I would be the opposite.
Really?
If I was a recruit in the portal, I would want someone's attention. I would want Bill Self to come to my door, come talk to me, give me a call.
I feel like it's very dependent on the recruit because there's not going to be all recruits are different, all people are
100%.
different. But
I
get both of your
Let's
points.
say you get the opportunity though, to play for someone like that. Even if he's not coming to knock on your door, you still will have the opportunity. If you stick with the program for a little bit, you will probably end up with more recognition on a team like that than.
See, that's funny because that happens all the time. You look at even what KU did this summer. Marco Jackson gets injured. He's out for the year. Someone took his spot on the roster less than 24 hours. He wasn't even able to have surgery before his spot on the roster was taken.
Exactly.
So it's like people will do that. They'll hop ship just because it says Kansas. But it's like, I think this does kind of hurt those teams that are in March. I think they're not able to fully put their focus into the tournament.
Yeah,
and
definitely the lower level schools. Yeah. I don't think this affects the major schools.
It's not going to affect Kansas, Duke, North Carolina.
Yeah, exactly. But I see your point where if they were St. Peter's again, this affects them. Loyola, it's going to affect them. Exactly.
Yeah, I think Princeton was in the second weekend.
Yep.
That would be a little hard for them. Or a few years ago when they even made a Sweet 16 run.
Also, you also don't really see those schools going for the big name guys. So sure, it kind of hurts them for the 3-star guys and maybe low-level 4-star guys that they're going after, but you're not going to see Princeton lose a 5-star because of this rule, because Princeton's simply not in the running for 5 stars right now.
Well, I like what Trevor said where it's just kind of depending on the recruit, because personally, I would rather go to a team that has and is known for winning national championships rather than a coach that is oh, hey, man, how are you?
I agree.
But I feel like there could be other people that are hey, I want to feel valued.
I
want that coach.
I would go to a school for money.
You're talking, Grant. You're talking about value and coaching. Coach that was not valued at all. Robert Saleh gets back to America after the London game and is fired, escorted out of the facility.
Wasn't able to talk to players.
That's the worst.
That is insane.
Brutal.
I saw a report, and I can search up the account. I don't know if you guys also saw this that. A certain religious group.
Inserting these links.
I will. I will. I was a little. I had some exams this week. I didn't really.
He's been busy. We've all been busy, guys.
Yep. But I saw that a religious group was gonna look into the Jets because Salah had a shirt on, and I'm forgetting what that shirt is.
It was a Lebanon patch on his arm.
Yeah, so maybe it wasn't even a religious group, but it was a group. They're not happy with the Jets, and they think it could be racially or culturally motivated too. Either way, to not let a coach talk to the team and to fire him week 5 when they are competing still for the division.
I was about to say, their team was not that bad.
3-2 wasn't fireable.
No.
And this brings up the next point too. I don't think it's really on Salah. He's a defensive coach and the defense is playing fine. Rodgers,
I think Rodgers has been playing bad.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think he's hurt.
And I don't know if he's healthy or he's not, but I think what he's done is inexcusable.
I would think
he has weapons.
I would like
Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall.
Yes.
Sorry.
No, he never uses the weapons to the full.
I think I've said it before, and I might have even said it on the podcast. I think that the Jets are like the Chargers a few years ago, where it was, they have such a good team on paper.
I think I remember you saying this.
Whenever they would do something, it would be but what if? What if Aaron Rodgers?
What if Justin Herbert?
What if Mike Williams could stay healthy?
The biggest what if now with the Jets is what if Rodgers didn't get hurt last year? Because you still are seeing it this year. He cannot plant his foot. He's not setting a base. He's not as mobile in the pocket. Yes, he's getting older, but he's still even years ago with Green Bay, in his final years with Green Bay, he was doing all that. He was fine, and he was leading the league in touchdown to interception ratio.
He was having MVP season.
He was an MVP going into New York.
This Achilles injury, he's clearly not fully healed from, or this experimental surgery that he had in the offseason should stay as an experiment and not be done again.
Well, when Kobe
there's something wrong
Bryant
with him.
Tore his Achilles, he wasn't the same basketball player after that.
Yeah.
And that's a tough injury to come back from.
It's a tough injury to come back from. You don't see it a whole bunch. Kevin Durant, I think, is doing really, really good for an Achilles injury. But it's one of those injuries that can sideline you for a long time.
Yeah.
Except for if your name
James
is Christian
Robinson's
McCaffrey.
career.
If your name is Christian McCaffrey, you're getting back next week. My fantasy team needs you because Nico Collins got hurt.
But are we all kind of in the same boat here with it's not really Salah's fault?
Yes,
I really don't think Solid did enough to get fired after week 5.
Neither do I.
The only coach that should have been fired after week 5 was maybe Doug Peterson.
After week 5?
I don't know.
Maybe after week 4.
I don't know.
This
Yeah, there
this
we
is
go.
what we're
I
totally
don't
getting off
win.
script.
I don't
You gotta
think
win.
any coach in the NFL has done that bad
I don't
to
either.
get fired this early in the season,
Yeah.
especially when no team's eliminated from the playoffs. Technically,
100% agree. Now, I put something else on the breaking news. Drake May
I like
era
that. I like that
in
you
New
put
England
this
is getting underway. And that just made me think about, we have Jaden Daniels, we have Caleb Williams, we have Bo Nix, who's been playing really good football. Is this questionably? Michael Penix has yet to play.
Yep.
He is not going to play for a
Right?
few years.
No.
He'll get
that's,
in this
That's
season.
fine. I'm
He'll
sure
get
he'll
in
get
this
in.
season.
I'm sure he's learning behind Kirk Cousins is not a bad guy to
Kirko
learn from.
Chains.
And now Drake May. Is this one of the best quarterback classes of all time?
Okay, wait. How are we talking? Are we talking like performance-wise or like hyped-up-wise?
I think
Performance.
Okay,
Probably.
performance.
Yeah.
I would-
Everything's on performance.
Yeah.
You can't. I don't think you can rate it 5 weeks into the season when
I
half
think
of
it's
them
tough to
haven't
rate
played.
it 5 weeks, but we're
All
going
I'm saying
to.
is this
We need
could
the clips.
potentially
They look good.
If we
This
were
could
going
potentially
off,
be
if
one
we
of
were
the
going
best.
off hype, I would say no. I would say they're second purely to I forget what year Trevor Lawrence's class was. I think that was a very
Oh
much
no way! You
no
bring up
no
that
I'm not
class.
no.
Okay,
Listen,
I have a
let me explain
list
myself.
of 5.
Okay,
That might be one of the most overhyped
From
classes.
NFL.com, number 1 is 1983 with Elway, Jim Kelly, Dan Marino, Ken O'Brien.
Okay, so
That
that's
sounds-
easy to look back
That's-
on and say
that
that.
sounds
John
pretty
Elway,
good.
Yeah,
Marino.
let's do like current.
Those are 2
like,
top 10s.
Like 2010s type of.
We have 2004, which had Eli Manning, Phillip Rivers,
my birth year.
Ben Roethlisberger. Good class.
I would-
3
I would-
NFL quarterbacks who were, at their time, some of the best in the
Say
league.
those names again. I heard Eli.
Eli Manning, Ben Roethlisberger, Phillip Rivers.
So you got a couple Super Bowls in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we have, 1971 is way before our time.
Let's just
Archie
skip,
Manning's in that
Yeah.
list, though.
skip
Okay.
that one. Let's try and keep it from this. moment.
1957, hell no. 2005 had Aaron Rodgers, Alex Smith, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Matt Castle. I think these guys are going to be better than 2005.
I think they're
I
better than
agree.
2005.
and they
I
were,
think-
that list of names I just read off is number 5 on
I
the
think
list.
the first names you listed off definitely have to put them above because those
Yeah.
careers have panned out. You've seen them win Super Bowls. These guys obviously you haven't. It's their first season.
And like
But-
1957, how do we actually know if these guys were good quarterbacks or not?
I remember watching those games.
Really?
We barely even had the forward pass back then.
I don't
Yeah,
even
right.
know. Yeah, I don't even know if these games were in color.
We sure didn't have red zone. I'll tell you that much.
What did they do before Red Zone?
But yeah, they had one game. They had like one game you were able to watch.
I will
you
say.
just had to hope it was your team.
I will say, I really like this rookie class. Obviously, we haven't seen enough of them yet.
I think this rookie class can be damn good.
Yeah.
I don't think it's crazy to even say that J.J. McCarthy will be a great
I forgot about
quarterback.
JJ.
I did too.
He's going to be a good
It-
quarterback.
What did you just say?
Because of the system he's in, you
No,
cannot
JJ
hate-
McCarthy will be good.
I don't think.
Do you
I
see
think-
the
No.
struggle?
no.
But do you see the struggles Michigan's having
Grant,
right now?
You're losing
He
your mind
just
right now.
made my day because I
Let's-
said it during the
let's-
draft. J.J. McCarthy was going to be a good quarterback,
Okay,
and I was
let's back it up.
crucified.
You put
by
J.J.
you.
I thought
McCarthy.
you were piping, like getting ready to.
No, I think he's going to be with the best receiver in the NFL.
You put J.J. McCarthy on the Carolina Panthers, and the Carolina Panthers wouldn't have won a game this year. You put him in the Vikings system,
Sure.
and yeah,
Okay,
he
he
can
has
game
no.
Okay.
He has no control though.
Sure.
He has no control where he goes.
He does.
Well,
Being
guys,
drafted.
He's going to be in a great situation though, and that's why I think he's going to be a good quarterback.
Exciting time.
But
Yes.
But I do want to say this, and I think this is a good question for the table about Drake May. Do you think it's a little early for him to be going in this season? Because the Patriots have one of the worst O-lines, one of the worst receiving cores. Drake May is not set up to succeed. Do you think this is going to help Drake May just to get experience right now
that's
on a
my
bad
thought
team?
process is.
Or do you think it could hurt his success like it maybe did with Bryce Young?
Well, I
Yeah.
get what you're saying. I just think like, why not let him play? Why not
Yeah.
let him play?
I agree. I
Jacoby
think.
Brissett struggled this year.
I think my biggest thing with when you have rookie quarterbacks, I think having them play with the training wheels on can be the worst thing for them when you're only giving them dump routes. When you're
Yeah.
protecting
I
them, you
don't-
need to send them out there because
I don't agree. I think Bo Nix right now is benefiting from having training wheels
Well, it's
on
because
him.
Bo Nix
Really?
can actually manage.
I
an
think,
offense.
but I
He's
think,
shown
I
that he
think
can
as a
manage
rookie, that's really what you have to do.
Well,
is you have to manage your team and kind of rely on the veterans around
okay,
you. And the
let me
playmakers
ask
around
you a question, Trevor. Trevor, week 1, when the Bears had Caleb Williams start, how many deep throws did he throw, or was it just a lot of dump routes?
Well, he didn't have time to throw half the time.
No,
He
I
was
just,
scrambling a lot
I just
more.
want to know, was it a lot more dump routes, or was he throwing down the field?
Thought he aired it out a few
So
times.
he aired it out a few times, and I'll say this, he looks a lot better now.
I think
He had me terrified in the
Yeah.
first week. I'm going to be totally honest. I was scared. I was like, no way he's going to be a bust. No shot. Like, there's no way we did it again. But he's been
looking like
at the start of the season, it was a lot of dump routes. He's getting a little more confident with the deep ball
And
now.
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that week 1 he looked terrible.
Yeah,
And I
he
think
did
it
not
was
look good.
it was because they were like, "Hey, we're going to have your training wheels on. We're going to have you little easy routes."
Yeah.
I think that
Yeah.
hurt him more than if it was.
And
if
I agree.
I-
They need to let him run his
Exactly,
offense. They
exactly.
were not letting him run his offense in the first week. It
I
was
think a
very
lot of
much
that too is
Eberflus's.
building trust.
With
You
everyone
know,
around
yeah,
in
you
that
gotta
offense.
you can't just expect him to go out there in one of his first live games. I mean, yeah, you have preseason, but that's still very, very, very different from an actual NFL game.
Yeah.
And so, just having training wheels on, I feel like is good for rookie quarterbacks.
I get it.
I also do love the Patriots quarterback room because, yes, they get to start Drake May this week, and I think Drake May is going to be a great quarterback once he actually has help. They got Joe Milton, too, and Joe Milton can sling it. He looked great in the preseason this year. So
Yeah.
if Drake May doesn't work out, Joe Milton might have a shot.
I mean, it's a good time to be us right now. NHL's back. NBA and college
This
hoops
is
are
that little
getting ready
month
to
that
start.
starts where every sport's on. It's a great day.
MLB
have-
playoffs, which I think are my favorite thing to watch
Amen.
right now, and college football, NFL. It's
great.
Cannot forget NBA preseason just started on the 4th.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
LeBron James and Bronny James on
They
the
took
same
the court.
court.
They
took the
did.
court.
Hey,
That was a
you
very
got Big
cool
Justice.
Big
You
Justice
got
in the
the
Rizzler.
Costco guys. Bring in the boom with the Knicks.
That's insane.
I will say it did suck seeing that the Blackhawks lost last
That
night
was
in their opener.
unfortunate.
Gave the
That was-
Utah Hockey Club their first franchise win.
Yeah, that was a rough look for the
Yeah.
program right there.
Bedsy's going to get it done, though. He's
I hope-
bringing home
I
a
hope
cup.
you're right,
He's
man.
bringing home a
We
cup.
talked about this earlier. I think all of our favorite sporting events to watch is the MLB postseason.
I don't
Yeah.
think Grant agreed with that,
Well-
but everybody's opinion.
Yeah, no,
Everybody
Yeah.
else
Yeah.
thinks that the MLB postseason.
Everyone who will be on the podcast next week, he's getting cut.
Yeah.
Tell
We're
my story.
looking for a new co-host.
4.
But that MLB postseason is underway. The Tigers beat the Guardians today, 3-0,
Yes.
to take a 2-1 lead in the series.
You think they get it done? Next game,
I think
next
they do.
game's the series.
I don't think they get it done next game, but I think
Really?
Skubal is pitching one of the two. I have said his name wrong.
They're gonna use him until he falls off.
Is it Tarek?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tarek
If only-
Skubal?
Yeah.
It's
Something
just
like
crazy.
that. I'm gonna listen to a video right now saying his name, so you guys can.
It's
keep
crazy
talking
to
about
think what the
baseball, but-
Tigers could be like too if they still had Flaherty.
Yeah, I agree.
love-
I think they're gonna be real good. Like I think they're gonna make a deep run. Just throwing it out there. I think a Royals Tigers DS.
It's
would
gonna feed families.
Families. That would be an
I mean,
amazing DS.
The Tigers are. I mean, Detroit's a big city, but that's not like a big market team by any means.
No, that's why it'll be fun to watch.
Those are
an-
two passionate fan bases.
Tarek Skubal.
There you go.
Okay.
But I mean, like,
I will say,
I'm a Tigers lover right
I
now.
think
Okay,
America loves the
that.
Tigers.
That's
I think that's
America's
America's
team.
team in
And
the
Grant
postseason.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna
Grant.
keep it honest. I don't know much about postseason baseball. Could you guys put this in like NFL terms? I'm being so serious right now. Could you-
It's
The
like-
Cleveland
it's like
Browns
Jaden
playoff
Daniels.
run. The Cleveland Browns playoff run from a couple years
it's
ago.
like team, but-
and they have Jaden Daniels.
When
Yes.
Are we
Okay,
saying
whoa,
that
whoa, whoa.
the Tigers,
Yeah, the Tigers
their
are the
playoff
Browns.
run right now is like if the
No.
Browns were in the playoffs?
Yeah, with Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
That's fair.
The Browns have Jaden Daniels.
Who's
and
our
they're
quarterback, or
making
who's
the
our
playoffs.
receiver?
Who cares?
I'm kidding.
I couldn't tell you one other player on that Tigers team, but I love watching them play.
Tell
Yeah,
you this
well,
much, Javi Baez isn't on that team anymore. This is what a team without Javi Baez does. They go to the postseason.
Sure.
that's fair enough.
I mean,
one
they're definitely
team-
America's team right now.
Yeah.
One team that's just not showing up how I want them to is the Philadelphia Phillies. I know, Trevor, you're a bit of a bigger Phillies fan than
Yep.
I am, but I
I grew
really
up in Philly.
I love the Philadelphia fan base. Shout out to Sean Eckwall from back in Waverly, Nebraska, too. Biggest Phillies fan I know. But they're down 2-1 against the Mets.
They're down
who-
4-1 right now.
4-1.
Trevor,
No.
you a fan
Oh,
of
on the
every
score?
MLB team?
On the score.
I was talking serious. I was
Are you
talking
a fan
serious.
of every MLB team?
Pretty
He-
much.
he
No, I
loves
won't be
baseball.
good. I
He
love
loves
baseball. My
baseball.
dad grew up in Philly. Phillies fan. I live in
Okay.
Chicago.
But,
Cubs fan, and I'm
Fair
here
enough, fair
now.
enough. I just
Yeah,
knew
the
I knew you're a
Phillies.
Royals fan. You're a Cubs
Yeah, you were-
fan.
I was
You're
betting.
right. They're down 2-1 in the series.
Yeah,
They're
down
down
to the series.
4-1 right now.
Lindor
They're gonna
literally hit a
get
grand slam
eliminated.
like maybe 10 minutes ago. So,
Okay.
yeah, it's
It's not looking great for the Phillies.
well, and
that
if you
sucks.
asked me at the start of the postseason, I had the Phillies winning the whole damn thing.
On Run It Back, shout out to Run It Back, JMC Media Crossroads.
Yes.
I think you had the Phillies winning it all.
I did.
In your segment.
I thought the Phillies were going on. I thought they were the strongest team, and they're about to lose to the Mets. I hate
And I
this.
hate the Mets.
Anything can
I
happen
hate
in
the Mets.
October.
Yeah,
Anything can
anything
happen
goes
in
in October,
October.
man. It's
Grimace.
October.
That
That's
dang grimace.
insane.
the Grimace Mets, man. They're different.
Cardinals could have made the playoffs, but the
Oh,
Mets got
shut
hot,
up.
all because of Grimace. But
Well,
speaking of team that's kind of hot right now in the MLB postseason,
you
the
go.
Royals.
yeah.
They've looked good, swept the Orioles, and now they're in a battle with the Yankees. It's
They
0-0 right now in the top of the third. Thank you, Trevor, for having that pulled up for me.
You're welcome.
One concern that we have, though, is the lack of production at the plate from Bobby Witt Jr.
Yes.
He's 0 for 11 right now, unless he's had another at-bat.
No,
this
he
year.
hasn't. He's still 0 for 11. So
0 for 11
how
is
do
not
you-
good, boys.
How do you feel? Like, I mean, they've clearly proven they can win a game without that.
Win a game.
Without
They're not
that
winning the
bat.
series without Bobby Witt.
And
Jr.
you don't
They're
think
gonna
so,
need
huh?
a clutch hit.
They're
And I
gonna
think
need-
they're
they
gonna
will
win.
need-
Massey's been consistent. at
Massey's
the
been
plate.
good.
He's been getting singles.
Salvi had a
pokes.
home run.
Salvi looked good.
They're going to need Bobby Witt Jr. to step up.
I don't disagree at all. They need another bat in that
They
lineup,
need-
and without
I-
Bobby Witt,
I
I don't know who
think-
that's going to be. I
I
mean,
think the Royals can win.
Garrett Hampson. I
Yeah.
think that's how you say his name. He's been a postseason guy for the Royals lately, man.
I will
I
say the
think-
best teams in baseball have looked beatable, and they are all in dogfights right now.
Yeah.
No, I
for
think the
their
Royals
series.
can win this series. They just need something from Bobby.
I
Imagine
agree.
we could see the Phillies lose a series,
The
the
Yankees, the
and the
Dodgers.
Dodgers all lose their series.
I think the Dodgers lose tonight.
I've been saying
I think
that
the Dodgers lose
Padres
tonight.
The
Dodgers lose tonight.
Padres have the Dodgers.
I
number.
love Machado. I love Tatis.
I hate the Machado take, but
I love Tatis.
is a
I
dog.
love Tatis.
He uses steroids. Man, that's how I'd play baseball. Juice
That
me
was the
up.
best era. That was
Juice
the best
me up.
era.
No, I
saw
don't-
Tatis hit a dinger in person. It was like awesome.
No, it's sick, and I think this is what everybody wants to see. I mean, it's no fun when all the teams that
No
are
one
like
likes those
ranked-
big markets.
No, not at all. I mean, trust me. I would love nothing more than to be able to go to the Royals game tomorrow and watch a clinch live in person. That would be
Yeah.
amazing.
How can you, especially as like maybe a casual fan, look at a team with $2 billion on payroll for their players and just want to root for that team? You want to root for an underdog.
Did you see the stat? I think it's the Tigers,
Yeah.
the Royals, and who else? There's one more team, right? The
I don't know.
Tigers, Royals, and one other team. Their entire payroll combined is $100 million less than the Yankees.
Well, it's funny because could you imagine if an NBA team had $2 billion to dish out to players and there was no salary? That'd be crazy.
That would be
I
ridiculous.
would do everything I could to be an NBA
We would
player.
see the Olympic team.
We would.
yeah,
we
we,
could
have
would,
an NBA
we would
team,
see the
would.
Olympics.
Imagine the 2016 Warriors would look nothing compared to that team.
No, they'd get
You're
slammed.
100% correct.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to watch more postseason baseball.
I can't either.
But now we got some college football to recap. The mom game of the week.
What a game!
It was a bad mom game of the week. We're sorry, guys. We could have given you a better one.
It was
but
a great mom game of the week if you're a fan of the Kansas Jayhawks and hate
Amen to
Missouri.
that. Amen
The
to
Missouri
that.
hate watch was heavy here in
There's no
Lawrence.
such thing as a good week to be a Kansas Jayhawk football fan. this
No,
year.
and I mean
We
we're
lost
losing-
the bye week.
and we're
We
losing
lost the bye week.
But like Missouri got pounded by A&M. Le'Veon Moss had 138 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns for Texas A&M, and Missouri was just dominated from the start of that game to the finish. Did you guys have that on your TV?
I think
Oh, yeah.
everything was going A&M's way that game. They were getting some calls that maybe, depending on the ref crew, could
Those
go
calls
their
wouldn't
way.
have done anything for the game, though.
I agree.
Wouldn't have
And
mattered.
that call in the
The-
first play, the pass
the-
interference call, that the flag got picked up. Definitely PI.
I think
Definitely PI. That flag should have been picked up.
A&M had it
But
all
some-
going their way.
Can't
and,
control what the refs do.
And what really showcased that A&M was going to win this game was that punt to end the first half that just bounced
Yup.
down the goal line out of bounds. You couldn't do it any better.
100%.
Yeah.
100% agree.
When you get the little things going your way like that, it's really
It's
hard
hard
to lose
to-
a football
yeah.
game because that just generates so much momentum. And I don't love Texas A&M, but I loved them on Saturday. I'm really
Well,
happy they
again,
took it to Missouri.
you know, I will always say this with Texas A&M: their home field advantage
Yeah.
is the best in the country.
Oh, yeah.
definitely up there.
And like you get a big game coming in, like that's going to be a great game. And the thing is that I think helped A&M is they had that swagger going into the game. Like it wasn't just like, oh, things started going our way in the game and we
talk
got it.
about- Can we talk about Will Lee III sending the blanket to Theo?
That was tough.
That is
that was,
crazy.
and then he got like what, 2 receptions maybe?
He
that
did
entire
have
game?
the only touchdown for Missouri. 2 catches for 70 yards, 54 being the long.
Still.
But, you know, the
Still.
narrative is only 2 catches
That
for the
is
whole game.
awesome.
Well, and that's ballsy to do because like if you do that and then let's say you just have a terrible game
That's
where
how
the
you
dude
get
puts up
memed.
like
That's what
8
I would. That
receptions.
would happen to me if I was a DB.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think A&M had that swagger. I think they've had this game circled on their calendar for a while, and this was one of their big games.
I agree.
I think A&M first full year with the new coaching staff.
Yeah,
The
no
new coaching
Duke.
staff's doing a great job.
Now I have
yeah.
a
They're doing a
question.
great job.
Does this game and does that environment at Kyle Field, does that make Notre Dame's win there a lot more impressive?
Here
in
we
your
go.
guys'
Trying to
eyes?
spin it. Here we go.
I'm not
The
spinning-
only
I'm not
reason,
spinning anything.
the only
I'm just
reason I
telling you
would
the
say
truth.
no. The only reason I would say no is because of what followed that game.
I'll say this. If you're going to be a great team, like Notre Dame wants to be a great team, and you're going to you're playing the college football playoff, especially now at the 12th team, you're going to have to play on the road. And you had
They won on
all offseason to prepare for week 1. You had to have been ready to go
So
into
you're
that
saying
game.
you're saying it wasn't really what Notre Dame did because they had all offseason to
I think
prepare.
I think
This was
Notre
more
Dame,
about what A&M brought to the field on Saturday.
I think Notre Dame won that game. Notre Dame's a good team, but I just think that home field advantage is really hard to say factors in week 1.
Well, on
Yeah.
top of the fact that, in my opinion, this game was a bigger game than that
Yeah.
game. By a
SEC
lot.
SEC
And
ball
you
matters
can
more.
say that this is an SEC conference game.
Yeah,
Texas
exactly.
A&M already had a loss on their schedule. I mean, they didn't want another one. So this was definitely a big game for
And
them.
I
Yeah.
think like what Grant was saying, like the players were just energized before the game. The coaching
Yeah.
staff had those guys ready to go.
I'm
And
sure
so
they were ready
the
to
crowd
go
the crowd
before
will
week
feed
one,
off of
but-
that. So I think
Yeah.
I don't think home field advantage
I
really
don't
won the
necessarily
game for
disagree.
A&M here.
I don't necessarily disagree with that. Like I'm riled up before like week 1. Yeah, sure, but like you're playing a top 10 team in the nation.
You got a month to get those nerves under control.
Yes.
Notre Dame was a top 10 team.
First game's different than like,
Was.
going into it. Yeah, it was.
Well,
But
they're
first-
like 11 now.
First game's, in my opinion, first game's different than going into like this is like what week 5. Like you,
I get
you
it.
got a chance to get all that out.
I
and
I
think-
know
get it.
what you're
I like
coming into
Tyler's
now.
point of it wasn't all off season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I really like that point because
No, I agree.
It's different when you have 3 months to prepare for something
Yes.
than if you have a week. And you gotta be ready to go in a week.
I will say that says a lot about Notre Dame's preparation though, because like
Tyler,
they're probably wheeling
I
around
could've
those
been-
speakers.
I could have been the head coach for Notre Dame and probably gotten that win.
Well,
if you give me
they're
3
probably.
months,
I'm just saying,
right.
I love it. Like especially like, I don't love Colorado. I hate Colorado. But one thing I do like about Colorado is I know for all of their practices before they're going on the road, they're wheeling those speakers out, pumping in the crowd noise and the band noise and all that. So I'm sure Notre Dame was doing a lot of that, trying to make it impossible for Riley Leonard to relay any calls to his linemen or receivers.
Well, are we still talking about it?
No, you go.
Speaking of things that seem impossible, down goes number 1 Alabama against Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt.
What?
That
I'm gonna
was-
show you how
that
to play
was
some real SEC ball.
I really think maybe Alabama should have been wheeling out the speakers and
Right?
working on crowd noise because
Well, my favorite thing. Sorry, I didn't mean to
they were
interrupt.
They had the crickets going on the speakers this week.
My favorite thing was that they were literally setting up rat traps around like their
the facility.
and they literally lost the trap game while saying and being aware of the fact that it was a trap game.
Vandy put up points.
I saw a
40.
stat. There was, I think, the number here may be off, but under the Nick Saban era, the entire era of Nick Saban, Vanderbilt only put up like 13 points.
It's not
One
crazy.
game without Nick Saban, they put up what, 43?
40, yeah, 40,
Yeah.
35. No, obviously we're all gonna say no, but would Saban have lost that game?
Yeah, I just don't
No.
think so.
No.
But one thing I know Saban wouldn't have let happen is whoever that DB was, number 13 on Alabama, throwing a temper tantrum on the field to end the game.
Yeah, he
I get
crashed
wanting
out.
the game.
That
but
was so funny.
kicking
That
the
was-
ball away when they're kneeling.
Well,
is
I saw
stupid.
I saw
that was
something
funny. I
that
get it.
was he like they pulled him like they were trying to
No,
tell
yeah.
him, and he was telling the guy to get off the field. That's not sliding under Nick Saban. I don't care what the score
The
is.
thing too is
He would have gotten a scholarship revoked.
Oh,
He'd
he's done.
He'd be
He's
at Last
done.
Chance U, and the Last Chance U coach even tweeted out he would have cut him.
Yes,
the thing is, I might be wrong. This could be fact checked. I'm pretty sure 13's a captain on defense.
He
was.
is.
He
and
was.
you
He
can't
was.
have that out of the captain.
Out of a captain, that is insane.
I
And
think he
that-
was so mad that it just happened. And I mean, like, I'm a pretty emotional dude. Like, in terms of, like, there would be times where I would scream. Like, my dad can tell you right
Yeah.
now, like, during soccer where it'd get heated. Like, I would
That's
get
how-
heated.
yeah.
And it was like, that was just something that was like, it just happened.
I get that. You're feeding off the game. It's hard to control your
Difference is
emotions
You
at
don't have a
times.
scholarship to Alabama.
Yeah, I mean,
And it
that is a
shows
huge
you have a
difference.
new first-year head coach trying to
Prove himself that he's
yes,
the
yes.
caliber, at least
and
close
you're-
to the caliber.
You're
of Big
doing
State.
that now. You're raising culture concerns with the program,
Yes.
and now you have all of this really
Guys, I don't
BS
think it's that
attention.
deep.
It's
I just think it's kind of funny that he crashed out.
I think it's
But
stupid.
I think it's a
and
bad look for the program.
I don't think it says anything for recruiting, but like
No,
maybe for the parents of
Alabama.
recruits.
It is Alabama.
Yeah,
They,
we can't
say
no
that.
one in
Alabama might be the easiest school in the country to recruit to.
I absolutely agree.
literally nobody is watching that game and seeing his reaction, being like, "Yep, my son's not going there."
No, I agree with you.
I don't think
I agree with
anyone
you.
is.
I think
seeing
it's just
that.
more. I think it's just more a bad look for the program.
It's
Yeah,
just, I
not
think
a good
it's,
look,
I
but-
think it's just really funny
Just
that he did
stupid
that.
to have a captain
But I
doing
love
that
that
on
we have
defense.
differing opinions here.
Yeah, right.
Michigan lost.
Yeah,
At Washington.
Can I?
Go figure.
Can I
I'm
rant
telling
here
you.
real quick?
Yeah, you guys go.
2 weeks in a row, Michigan. I have put you down for the lock of the week 2 weeks in a row.
Your lock of the week
And
is Michigan.
you
Whose fault's
F
that?
me over every time. I am
put it
down
down
2
first.
mortgages
He
now.
tripped.
I am homeless, sleeping under bridges, all because you guys can't
He's gonna
cover
go
the
back to
spread
his- he's
and
gonna go
win a
back to his
football
apartment
game.
after this, by the way.
I'm gonna go off
penthouse
of what
apartment.
Trevor
Penthouse
Burns
apartment.
said on episode 3 of this podcast. The defending national champions are dead.
By the way,
They-
you slammed me for that.
because
just
they
a
went
little
out that
FYI.
week and beat USC.
I don't
knew they were
care.
gonna
You
beat USC.
slammed me for that.
But
They're one loss away from being out of the rankings.
Okay,
just
they're
stupid.
they've played 3 quarterbacks right now in 3 weeks, and all 3 quarterbacks look bad.
how do you?
Whose fault's that? The head
Why do the
coaches.
big schools all struggle to have good quarterbacks? I feel like Georgia,
Transfer
Michigan.
portal.
I mean, I
And-
guess,
But
but
if
you
you're
have
a big
NIL.
school, you should be
See,
able to
I think-
secure
I
a
think-
quarterback.
Alabama
about-
kept theirs with a whole new head coach.
I don't know
coming
about
in.
previous years, but I do feel like players now, there's a more desire to get into the NFL immediately. I think as soon as they're eligible to get in the NFL, they're gone.
100%.
I don't necessarily.
And I don't- I-
but
like,
I think
You
it's
gotta get your
always
money,
been
but
that
you have
way.
to have to recruit quarterbacks.
has
and
And I
always
get
think
been
if
that way.
anything, there's less of a desire to do that now because of the money you make in college. Why not stay another year and try to boost your draft stock while making multi-million?
Well, that's
I think-
what a lot
I think-
of people's
yeah.
opinions are.
Because you
Yeah.
could make
But the NFL scouts are also looking for young quarterbacks. So it's hard to hold on to young quarterbacks, but you have to recruit ahead of time. Like
100, yeah,
there are
100%.
certain
This
teams.
shouldn't be a problem that these big programs.
There's
are
a
going
certain
into.
team in the Big Ten that has quarterbacks recruited from this class up to 2026
Oh,
right
come
now.
on.
It's the quarterback's brother. Pipe down.
They
It's
also
not
have a
that.
4-star quarterback named TJ Lateef, and he's going to be a dog. But
If you
anyway,
couldn't tell, it's Nebraska. Go figure.
I was just trying to slide it. I was just trying to
Transfer.
slide it past you for as long.
Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna talk about a quarterback room that's way better than that shithole in Nebraska that you're talking about.
Kansas Jayhawks. No.
Well, I mean, like, Notre Dame's got Riley Leonard now. They got a 5-star as the 3rd string.
Yeah.
Freshman.
Hey, that's great. That's great to have.
Like,
and Notre Dame's set because now they have that 5-star learning behind a good quarterback. That's
mean-
what good teams have to do.
And
nowadays.
Grant's over here gonna send a text to Trevor making fun of Tyler.
I was not sending a text making fun of Tyler.
But I really wish you were. That would have been a great call by me. But it's just like that just happens, and these teams struggle to recruit quarterbacks. And when Bama was even really good. I mean, AJ McCarron was a really good college quarterback.
Yes.
But like they even had a few questionable quarterback decisions there. They started Tyler Buckner. He was a Notre Dame transfer, played there, and then that was after Milroe played really bad to start the year last year.
Yeah.
So it was like he was a dude getting no PT at Notre Dame, starting from Bama. Mm-hmm. It's just like those big teams, those big programs. It really is interesting to see how they just can't get QBs.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
Maybe it's just the pressure of it.
maybe.
Going to
I
the
don't know if
school and
I'd want
having
to go to
be
a
the
big
guy,
school and
but
play quarterback. That's a lot of pressure.
That is-
I feel like it's probably a lot more fun to
I mean,
do
look
it
at
at a
Kyle
smaller
McCord.
school.
He's
with
doing
less
pretty good at
expectations.
Syracuse right now.
Yes,
little
less expectations, but I feel like, tell me if I'm wrong here, I feel like if you're the starting quarterback at a school, you are like the man on campus, right?
You are.
Like,
No, I
think
get
better
that.
than,
I get
you're
that.
good.
But
If
you're
you're- I was gonna say, if
you're
you
going to be the man
perform
on
well.
campus no matter where you
No,
go.
okay, tell me if I'm wrong here. This might just be very
Unless you
obvious.
suck at KU.
But would you say Jalen Daniels is
He
the
lost
man on
it.
campus?
He lost it. He was,
No,
but he
no.
lost
But would you say he's the man on campus over somebody on the basketball team?
No.
Like,
No, God, no, absolutely.
So you
not.
think
But
basketball player is the man on campus?
I think if
But
you're
like,
talking,
if
if we're talking last
basketball
season,
Yeah, okay.
If we're talking last season, maybe.
No,
I mean,
absolutely not.
Hunter Dickinson was one of the best
Are we talking
the
about
best basketball player we
Michigan?
probably had.
Michigan's a football school. They will always be a football school. No, you're not going to be a
Well, if we're
secondary
talking
man on
about-
campus.
Well, also,
but
who cares about being the man on campus? You're trying to win national championships and get in the NFL. Like, you're
Man,
gonna have
I
your
just
fun
wanna
I
in
would
college,
love to be
but-
the man on campus.
You're
I
going
would
the
also
third
love-
time you've said that. You need like an influx. I can Venmo you like $5 if you need a bill paid or something.
I'm putting that
man.
right
Grandma
on the parlay.
Linda, Jack Kennan needs his NIL check.
I'm
Hey,
putting
Grandma
that-
Linda, hit him up.
I'm putting that right on a parlay, and you know it. Who wants to get us going with this one? Yeah.
I will. Ladies and gentlemen, USC at Minnesota. That was my dog of the week.
Oh my gosh, what a great pick!
You're an honorary golden
I am.
gopher.
That is
What a good
You
pick.
know,
We all need our second team with KU sucking this year.
yeah,
for sure.
Minnesota. The Minnesota Golden Gophers are my.
Did you
second
do money
team.
line or
I
spread?
He said money line.
and it hit.
Wow. What
Yeah,
a
he
bold
said money
pick.
line as his dog of the week.
Dog of the week.
Good
Got
for
it.
you, man.
I
That was a phenomenal
Because-
poll.
Yeah.
It was.
they went
I can't help but smile. That was just so good.
they went into
I just hate it
Michigan.
when he's right.
Yeah,
They went
me
into
too.
Michigan.
I hate it when you're right.
Well, they went into Michigan.
I'm getting confused. Okay, they went to Michigan. Obviously, Michigan scores 24 immediately, and I was like, oh,
Yeah,
great.
that's what
This
we're
is going
all
to be
thinking.
over.
Yeah.
Michigan ended up scoring 3 more points, and Minnesota scored 24. They lost by 3 to that game. I saw Minnesota at home versus a USC team, which we said, I think a theme with USC and Michigan this year is
They're not.
They might be good teams, but they
Yeah.
are definitely not the teams they were last year. And I
Yes.
saw that, and I was like, you know what,
USC
Minnesota at
last year
home, give me
wasn't very good.
They were not.
And I don't think it's crazy to say, other than like the top 4 Big Ten champion, like everyone's putting up there, Minnesota might be the scariest team in the Big Ten right now.
I love
Because
that
they are never out of the game. They are never out of it.
I love that these Pac-12 teams are coming into our the Big Ten and struggling against PJ Fleck in Minnesota. I just think
I think it's a
it just
great
puts
heat
smiles.
check. It just
puts
makes me
smiles on my
happy.
face.
I'm never a big fan of conference
Now,
realignment anyways.
talking
so.
about USC, head coach Lincoln Riley has consistently underperformed at USC.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's like, I don't want to start this narrative that he could be gone, but like,
Well, who's
I wouldn't be
would
stunned.
you guys fire Lincoln Riley if you're USC? And who would you bring in if you could get somebody?
I'll say this: you always like what you're alluding to. You have to be able to bring someone in who you know
Who's
is better,
better than what you
And
have.
Lincoln Riley might not be able to coach defense, but he can coach an offense pretty well.
Who
Yeah.
would you? Okay, so hypothetically, if we were just kind of throwing out names, who would take that job? Dion? Would Dion?
Dion's
leave?
not getting that
Robert
job.
Saleh.
Robert
If
Saleh.
they want a
okay.
defense, Robert Saleh is going to
Okay.
make some college football team very
This,
happy.
this
This
is the
offseason.
question I have for you guys, real quick. I was just thinking of it. Would you rather be a head coach at a college? Okay, I guess this is really only going to matter to me. Would you rather be a head coach at a college or like a defensive coordinator, offense coordinator in the NFL?
I'd rather be a
I'd rather
head
be a
coach
head
in
coach in
college.
college.
Head coach in college.
It's way more
100%.
fun. I just
I
love
would-
college
I just
I
football.
think
would
being a head
agree.
coach is sick.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I think, okay,
But I think Lincoln Riley could get fired from USC and could go and get a offensive coordinator job in the NFL.
Easily.
And
I think
it would
he
be
can get a
just
new-
like the Commanders this year, where they have a great offense
I
because
think
of it.
he could do it.
Because you
Get
don't have
another
to.
college job.
Yeah.
You don't have to
If-
worry
Yeah,
about
yeah, I
recruiting.
guess.
You
I
don't have to
see.
worry about defense. You just get to specialize on one side of the ball. And when these offensive-minded coaches get to do that, and defensive-minded, it oftentimes works out
I see
really
what you're
well.
saying.
I feel like offensive-minded coaches do better in the NFL compared to defensive-minded head coaches because we saw it with Mike Vrabel and the Tennessee Titans. He was he was a great NFL player, great on defense. He comes in coaches, and he is a great defensive coach. Couldn't get it done on offense, so they canned him. Now he doesn't
Yeah.
have a job. I
Yeah.
don't believe so. He might. I don't know. And then Saleh, great defensive coach, couldn't get it done on offense. He's out. So I don't know. I think offensive-minded head coaches do better in this world.
agree, but I
of
think-
the NFL and
I
college
think-
football.
And I think that's why coaches like Steve Spagnuolo haven't been hired as full-time head coaches, because it's really hard to put your whole franchise
Yeah.
on defense when you can't really control a lot of the game with defense. You're just kind
Yeah.
of it's a lot
That's
of
almost a
reaction.
that's almost a protection.
Yeah, and so it's hard for a lot of NFL GMs and owners to want to pull the trigger on defensive-minded head coaches. But when it works out, it can work out really well. It just doesn't
Yeah.
work out as often as
Because
offensive.
the thing is with an offense can score at any time. You can't
Yeah.
I would rather my team have a top 5 defense and like a bottom offense than the other way around. Because
also-
it's so hard to put up that many points a game when they're putting it right back up.
It's also like you can play defense with your offense. If the other team can't have the ball, they can't score.
Yeah.
So if you can go and control the game, bleed clock, you're
Yeah,
gonna do
that's
fine.
a good point.
Yeah.
We are so off script right now.
Yeah.
That's
We
fine.
had-
We don't have as much on the script this week, so we're yapping a little more. But
We had-
I'm happy with it.
Woke versus Coke this weekend.
Yeah, the Calgorithm.
Cal at home against Miami. Miami edged out a 39-38 win.
Well,
All I'm going to say about this game is Cam Ward still a Heisman front runner, favorite, whatever you guys want to say. Let's
That
talk
Cal
about the
team,
Heisman race a little
that Cal
bit.
team was good. I don't hate that at all. I really no, I'm not. No. That Cal team was good. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say that takes Cam Ward out of the Heisman at all. If I'm being honest with you,
I think he's still top 3.
I honestly think.
I think
Cam
Gent,
Ward,
I think Ashton
I think it's
Genty.
Genty. I think it's
Hunter.
He's
him
winning
and
that.
Travis Hunter, and then you got Cam Ward. So I
And
think
Milroe.
Jalen Milroe.
I think
Okay,
Milroe,
okay,
Milroe and
I
Cam
mean,
Ward. are the-
Milroe,
If we are disregarding, if we're having
Yeah.
conversations of if Cam
Yeah,
Ward
that's
is
a good
disregarded,
point.
why are we not having those same conversations for Jalen Milroe? I mean, yes, obviously
I
Cam
think
Ward did
I
win.
don't think Jalen Milroe's done that bad this season. I think.
So would you say Jalen
just
Milroe?
think-
I
Losing
think
to
him and
Vandy
Cam
has-
Ward right now, because Quinn Ewers is not played
Yeah,
or
he's
been
injured.
hurt.
That's my.
I think
Get outta here.
those are the top 2 quarterbacks right now. I think Shador might have the case though, because Colorado's getting hot right
They
now.
are
Yeah,
getting hot, and that
that's fair.
scares me. And
But,
I'm gonna call it right now. I said that they
Yeah,
were gonna
I
beat
think-
KU, and it's
I-
looking more and more right.
I just really love how Cam Ward plays because it looks like he's not even trying. And
He's
honestly, to me,
nonchalant.
It's impressive.
To me, that just shows how calm he is and collected he is, and he's not rushing to like make any decisions.
Yeah.
He knows what he has to do. So I really like that. If I was an NFL scout, which I will never be an NFL scout because I do not know enough ball. I would.
If
I
I
would
was,
really,
which I never
I would
will
really
be.
like that though because I feel like he'll be able to run an offense and be a good field general.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's get 2 previews.
Let's get to this college football preview. Should we start it off with the mom game of the week, guys?
Start us off with the
Absolutely.
mom
All
game.
right.
We give it to us, Grant.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the mom game of the week, we have number 2 Ohio State at number 3 Oregon. This one's gonna be good.
It's a hard one not to pick right there.
This is giving me a feeling of that Georgia Bama game.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we're not having 1 and 2.
If this
Nope.
is the
But
this
it's
is
2 and 3.
This is the Dollar General version of that game.
Can you even say
Well,
this
we
is the
don't-
Dollar General?
No,
version
this,
now?
this is going to be
this
a
is-
good
I
It's
think
gonna
we
be a
say
good
Bama,
game.
Georgia was like
Oregon?
Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and this
Yeah.
is like.
Walmart versus Target.
Stop saying Walmart.
Nike,
this is a good
Adidas,
game.
maybe,
It's
like
a good game.
Nike,
I just
Adidas,
think-
I like that.
I just don't love. I'm looking at this right now.
Because they're not in Nebraska. That's
No,
exactly why he
shut up.
doesn't like it. It's Big Ten.
You
team.
can't even say shut up because he's probably not wrong.
I don't love that Ohio State has the better roster than Oregon, but I don't love Will Howard at quarterback, and I don't trust him in this.
we had to
big
watch
game.
Carson Beck.
Yeah.
And we're calling that Louis Vuitton
Yeah.
Gucci.
Come on.
Carson Beck
Like,
played pretty.
The
pretty
quarterbacks here for this game, I think this game could potentially not be better because that Alabama Georgia game.
That
think
game,
so.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Like,
the
this
only
game
way
is going to be good.
I think the only way Oregon wins this game is if Will Howard has a bad game.
It's
But I
at
just-
Oregon, though.
Okay, let's go pick'ems right now then. Let's do this. The spread's -3 for Ohio State. I think Ohio State's going to cover the spread and dog walk them.
Thank you.
I mean, I know I just said it's at Oregon. I do think Ohio State's going to win, but I don't think it's going to be a dog walk. I think this is going to be another
think Ohio
great
State covers.
game. The
I think-
script writers are in their bag this year.
I think Ohio State just has some better dudes over there.
They have an NFL team.
I'll say this: if Ryan Day loses this game, I think we could be talking. We could be talking him getting fired because
But you said that it was going to be a dog walking?
I think it's going to be a dog walk. I think
I
they
think-
win by double digits.
I think 10
Really?
at the most. I don't know.
I think Ohio State wins by double digits because I think Ohio State's just that much better.
guys-
I
than
wouldn't
Oregon.
be
They're gonna-
stunned,
they're
but
gonna-
I don't
think
really
Oregon's
love
just
that.
snuck past teams this year.
They have, but Ohio State's also started off very slow in a lot of games they've played.
I mean, they arguably have the best call or freshman wide receiver.
Let me ask you
I
this.
think, Ohio State is one of the best rosters in college football this year.
Yeah.
Okay, Jack, let me ask you this question.
It's Ohio State either way.
If Ohio State comes into this game and they beat number 3 Oregon by double digits, is Ohio State number 1 after this week? Would they be?
No.
It
would they be
depends on
boosted
what
up?
Texas does. They're playing in the Red River rivalry.
But if the
against
number
Oklahoma.
2 beats the number 3 by 10 plus points,
I think it's going to be.
I think
more
you have
like-
a point.
I think it's
you
going
have
to
a
be more
point.
like 13.
The committee
we
will
thought-
probably do
we
it.
thought
I think
it
it'll be
was-
more by two touchdowns.
I'll say
so you're saying
we-
at least 14.
I think Ohio State is going to dog walk. Like I'm not I'm not switching this thing in my head unless I hear something different on game day. If there's a huge injury.
Jeremiah Smith out.
I do think Ohio State wins this game by double digits, and I would not be surprised if it's by 14.
Interesting.
I think to kind of answer that, will Ohio State be number one question? I honestly think they do. We thought it was crazy when Alabama. Well, I say
When
we.
Bama jumped to 1.
Trevor didn't think that was going to happen night of.
I was
and
stunned.
I was more on the
stunned.
hype train delusion part of it, but I ended up being right.
I thought
in
that
this
was
case.
ridiculous.
So I don't think it's crazy to say that they'll be number one. Plus, it's just good for ratings.
Yeah, definitely not crazy. Number 9, Ole Miss travels down to Baton Rouge to take on LSU. Ole Miss is has a -3.5 spread down there. Can Brian Kelly, LSU coach, win this game? He didn't win big games at Notre Dame. He didn't win the USC game.
I like LSU here.
You think LSU gets this done?
I do.
I think Ole
we were
Miss
all
is
dead
up.
wrong on Ole Miss last week.
We were.
I don't
We all
like
came
Ole
here and
Miss.
said South Carolina can make it a contest, and
I don't care what happened last week. I still don't like Ole Miss.
Neither
I
do
think
I.
LSU.
you think they're just fraudulent.
I think what were they?
It's
ranked
hard
at
to
the
say-
beginning of
camera
the
say
year?
they're fraudulent.
No, I was about to say it's hard to say they're fraudulent, but I don't think they are as good as they are hyped up to be. But I don't think it's like enough to where I think this is still going to be a good game. But I like LSU here personally.
I'm gonna jump with Trevor. I think LSU. Like Trevor said, I just have seeing a 6. I know they're 9 right now, but seeing a 6 earlier in the year next to Ole Miss, I was like, what? I
haven't
hadn't
done
really
enough to
seen
me yet.
anything.
Yeah.
I just kind of was like when I was going through the AP, I was like, what are you doing here?
They just haven't done enough to prove it yet.
Yeah,
I think
Sorry,
Ole
go ahead.
Miss is just a sneaky good team, but I
Really?
don't know what to think about this game because Brian Kelly has
He
not
does
won
it,
those
yeah.
big games. He's choked leads.
That's why I'm going
and
Ole Miss.
Ole
Yeah.
Miss just, like you guys are saying,
can understand that.
doesn't have like those big wins.
And
I
Ole
think,
Miss has cool uniforms.
I think it's in Death Valley.
You know it's in Death Valley.
I know
you
it's
don't
Death
think.
Valley.
You know it's there.
I don't know. I'll take LSU, but I really do like Jackson Dart and Ole Miss.
I'll go
so
Ole Miss.
I'm not
I'll be the
mad
one of
either
us
way.
to say it. I think they're just a better team than LSU, and I don't trust Brian Kelly to win a
I
big
think
game.
you're probably right, but I still like LSU here.
I think the home environment LSU has is unmatched.
It's nasty.
But I just do not trust Brian Kelly to win a big
Honestly,
game.
I'm switching. I'm going to Ole Miss. I think that Kentucky game was a wake-up call. Ole Miss is going to be a buzzsaw now.
Yeah, they could be.
All right, well, the number 1 team facing off at the number 18 team in Oklahoma for the Red River rivalry.
Isn't this a neutral site game, I thought?
It should
it
be.
normally?
Maybe.
It usually
Okay,
is.
then I'm sorry,
ESPN said Oklahoma, but I'm tripping. It probably is neutral site if that's how it usually is.
Because I know, I mean, there's obviously a home and
Isn't
away
this the
team
one
every
usually
time,
in
but-
Texas?
Isn't it? I thought it was at like the Cotton Bowl.
It's
Maybe.
at the Cotton Bowl.
AT&T?
It's at the Cotton Bowl.
Yeah, it could be. I just was looking at ESPN, and I think the bottom teams are usually the home team. So I think I just I got caught up a little bit. Just saw it there on the bottom, threw it at Oklahoma. Neutral site game. Who do you guys have?
Give me Texas. I'm high on Texas this year. I
Anytime.
think they're the best team in college football.
Yeah.
I think both of their starting quarterbacks are great. Either one could
I was
play
about to
this
say,
game.
you could throw in Arch. You could throw
Honestly,
in Quinn.
you know what I would love
It
to
doesn't
see?
matter.
You know what I would love to see? I saw a clip of it today. I don't know what the team was. They ran a 2-quarterback set. They have 2 quarterbacks in the backfield. They catch the ball.
because Michigan's so bad.
It was not Michigan.
What are you
Was
guys
it
whispering over
actually?
there?
They do that a lot. It probably wasn't. He's not talking about that, but
You're talking about Nebraska?
Nebraska,
He
Nebraska
leaned
does
over-
that a lot.
He leaned over, whispered in my ear, it was probably Nebraska.
Of course he would.
Well,
But anyways,
Heinrich
do-
Harbaugh actually does do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say they have a bunch of sets. I hate it though.
But anyways,
Yeah,
That's
it's not pretty, but they do that.
the quarterback catches a snap. The other one goes out to the flats. He throws it to the flats. The quarterback catches it, looks up, throws a dime down the field to the receiver. If you're a DB and you see that ball go in the field, like it's hard to cover a guy for that long.
Yeah.
I would love to see Texas do that, especially with Arch. Arch is fast.
I don't
Arch
hate
at the
that.
beginning of the year when he
I don't
had
hate it
this
at all.
one,
That would be kind of sneaky.
he had a
would be.
55-yard touchdown run.
The thing
where
is,
he
though,
ran
if
a-
you see Arch Manning in the game, you know some weird stuff's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
you know,
You've had-
some BS is going to get
You're gonna
thrown.
have
You
to
know
have
some
shown that
BS can
before.
happen, but can you cover that BS? Like it's hard to like cover a guy, especially I can't remember who's Texas's wide receiver one? Is it like Jonathan
Texas has, they have Wingo.
Wingo? That's
They
what
have
it is.
Isaiah Bond too.
I know, and
Both of
Isaiah
them.
Bond.
I'm sorry,
Their quarterback-
those guys are hard
their
to
wide
guard.
receiver
There's
room
not
is
much
nuts.
you can do. I see what you're saying.
I think that would
I
be
would
so
love to
electric.
see that.
Grant
that would be
Shear,
sick.
Grant Shear for OC. Grant Shear for
Hey.
Jeff Grimes.
Yeah.
Fire Grimes.
Hey,
Anyways, I think they're going to get it done at Oklahoma. We've talked about Oklahoma a lot this year and if they were SEC ready, and I think obviously Texas and Oklahoma came to the SEC together, right?
they definitely have something to prove.
I think
both
Texas is
have-
a lot more SEC ready, though.
They're the number one
Clearly.
team.
I'm telling you, Texas is just too dominant.
Texas is an easy pick here. I don't think that there's much to tail.
I think anytime you're in a rivalry game, you can expect some weird stuff to happen. I think Oklahoma is actually going to show off a lot more trick plays than Texas will have to. I think Texas just wants to win
'Cause they're the
straight
underdog.
up. Yeah,
I would say
But-
this would be my lock of the week. If we were doing that segment this week, I would put Texas down.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always some weird stuff, and the spread being 15, Oklahoma could cover it, but I don't see them winning this game.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you guys. I think Texas is just too dominant.
Yeah.
Way too
It's
dominant.
easy.
Speaking of dominance, though, Kirk Cousins, 500 yards on a career
Kirko!
night, primetime Thursday night football. It's also nice to see that we're getting good Thursday night football games.
That
Finally,
is
the
nice.
crime curse has gone away.
is
Let's
nice.
just take a minute to appreciate the Darnell Mooney legacy game that was this
Yeah,
week.
what the
I'm tired
hell?
of you guys hating on Darnell.
How many
Mooney.
people had it?
Little
started?
pause here. Why did you just highlight the Jags versus Colts game on the rundown?
He just wants to talk about.
I
Okay,
am
sorry.
so excited, ladies and gentlemen, to talk about that
I shouldn't
game.
have. I'm sorry. Keep going on the Thursday night football game here.
But yeah, I took the Bucks in this game. Grant, you took the Bucks in this game, and I believe in Baker.
I took the Falcons. I was the only one who took the Falcons. Actually,
No,
no.
I took
Trevor
the
took
Falcons.
Yeah, I think you guys.
I
were-
like
The
the
corner,
Falcons.
the corner guys knew
I
it.
like the Falcons.
We know ball.
No ball.
I think
Do not put me in a conversation with Tyler about knowing ball or
This
not. He is
game-
currently last.
Yeah.
On our quick and pick'ems.
Is he
Well,
below
there
you
you
in
guys
fa-
see it right
Yeah.
there.
Is he below you in
Yeah,
fantasy
the
too?
Quick and pick.
No,
Oh,
no.
Okay.
I
I'm
haven't-
above you.
I haven't started the right.
I lost to
people.
you, but I'm above you.
Hey,
You took my
Case,
defense today too, by the way.
get ready to lose this week, man.
Okay, let's get
Case
back
is
on
0-5. You don't gotta worry about
Let's
him.
get back on topic here. We're way too sidetracked. But yeah, I like the Buccaneers, but I think the NFC South now runs through Atlanta, and I don't think any team's really going to overthrow Atlanta unless some injuries happen.
I really think Drake London's coming into his own too. I
He
think having
is.
a
I
great
love
quarterback
that.
under center is
I
helping
love
him
that.
quite a bit.
Yeah.
And
You know
we
what?
finally saw a good Kyle Pitts game too.
Get
Yes.
something out of your chest. You want to say something.
I'm gonna
You're
disagree.
Say some
I'm
dumb.
gonna agree to disagree here. I think what is this? The AFC
NFC
NFC
South.
South. NFC South. I think the NFC South is one of the only divisions where I don't think it runs through anyone. I think that division, whenever the NFC South plays, it is a coin flip. I think
Could be.
Other than the
Saints.
Panthers,
I like the
The
Saints.
Falcons could have beaten the Chiefs. How
the
many losses
Saints
could they have?
the
Is
Saints
that their
could
only
beat the
loss?
Chiefs as well. The Saints.
they-
The Chiefs looked a lot more dominant in that game, but we'll get to that. But is that the Falcons only have one loss to the Chiefs, right?
I think they have two.
They might have two. I'm forgetting the other one.
Yeah,
but
I can't tell you out of my.
I think if they played those games again too, they would do better. They're getting better and better each game because
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins is getting more and more comfortable with the offense, and he's building so much chemistry with his receiving core. Kyle Pitts is starting to get the ball now. My fantasy team loves that.
They lost to the Steelers in week 1.
Yeah, but that's week 1. They play him again. And,
100%.
and the Steelers are a good team. They kept it close to the Cowboys,
Yep.
who are a terrible team.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the Falcons can. The NFC South runs to the Falcons.
Sure.
I don't think that's that crazy.
If you want to believe that, go right ahead. The one in the game, Jets Vikings, 8:30 in the morning.
That was a scary one.
Good morning.
Yeah.
For a if you're a Vikings fan, that was a scary one because obviously the
Because
Jets.
the Jets are bad.
The Jets are not good. Yeah.
No.
They have their own problems right
But-
now. We talked about that earlier. We'll stay away from that.
You know what I'm going to say? I think it was a scary game for the Vikings, but they're human. They're a human team.
Yeah.
Good teams find a way to win.
They won. They won the game. It
Finally
showed that
saw
they
a
are real.
bad Sam Darnold game.
Yeah.
Did really
At least a bad
Sam
Sam Darnold second half.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like they ran the ball a lot more. And was that because he was playing bad? I don't
Aaron
know.
Jones also got hurt
And I think that's a big reason why their offense kind of
in
staggered.
the first quarter. That game was just stagnant for Minnesota. Their offense just didn't look nearly as good. Obviously, a lot of things to do with that one. London, maybe they're jet lagged.
Yeah.
Who knows? I do still think the Vikings, though, are probably the best team in the NFC North.
Yeah.
Um,
But
Yeah.
I think the Packers
Right?
I think the Packers have a shot when
they're
they play them
healthy?
again.
Yeah.
Because they'll be healthier, hopefully, ideally. Obviously, I'm not making that prediction right now because
Yeah.
too much can happen.
I mean, I think I still think the Vikings. I'm still high on the Vikings. I think they're the best team.
No, I think they've
100% in the
proved-
NFC
Yeah,
North.
proved
I
that
agree.
for
And because,
sure.
like you said, like, oh yeah, maybe if they played again, they're healthier. They still had their starting quarterback. Like, you could say he
Yeah.
wasn't healthy, but if he's in the game, he thinks he's healthy enough, and the head coach obviously thinks he is too. So you can't use that as oh, he wasn't ready. 'Cause
just
he,
that-
he had a great game.
It's
He
just
had a
like
great game.
they got smacked around.
Yeah.
So we're all kind of talking about there.
The Jets don't even have like
The
a good
49ers.
quarterback either.
Lost to the Cardinals. We all got this one wrong.
I don't know
except
what's going on.
You. You called this one. What's going on with the 49ers? Brock Purdy doesn't look very good this year. Not everyone's really healthy.
Because the Avengers are
Are you
all
gonna
hurt.
say CMC?
What's going on?
I think I think CMC is a big part of
I do
their
think
offense,
too he might
but
be the answer here.
Kyle Shanahan, you kind of got to be able to scheme around it. And I don't care what the injury report says, he knew that he wasn't going to have Christian McCaffrey for the first 4 weeks.
Yeah, I agree.
At least for the first week. So he should have had a while to scheme around him. Plus, you have a whole offseason.
Jordan Mason.
They're
also,
not-
he's looked really good so far this
He
year.
has
He
been,
didn't,
yeah,
look,
using
he didn't
him
look
enough.
very good.
And that's
They're
why
not using
that's why I
last
say
week.
that this 49ers team, if you're a 49ers fan, it's not just injuries. I feel like a lot of 49ers fans are like, oh no, it's just the injuries this year. Like, as soon as everyone's healthy, we'll be fine. I don't think that because, like you guys were saying, the backups are playing good.
Yeah.
Like their star players hurt. Their backups are stepping up and doing fine, and they are still losing games. And they're still not looking
Let me read
good.
this Brock Purdy stat line through this season. 6 touchdowns for 4 interceptions. That's not great. You're not taking care of the ball. It's not a great ratio. He's still throwing at 65% completion percentage for 1,374 yards, 4th in the NFL. The thing that stands out to me the most out of all of that is he's been sacked 12 times this season already.
Yeah.
Is that the most sacked or?
I did not see if that was the most sacked or not.
It's probably up there.
But it's-
12 times this season
That's
already
insane.
is crazy
That's insane.
numbers.
And when you have a quarterback that's in there supposed to be a game manager, you can't be letting him get sacked 12 times. So what's wrong with this 49ers offensive line that's causing this, or just this team?
No, I'm gonna go injuries. I want to see the 49ers healthy. I don't know if I will get a chance all season to see the 49ers team all healthy.
Yeah.
I think when they're healthy, they're definitely a top team. But I
Yeah.
just don't think that you
I
can
think we
say.
just predicted it wrong.
Yeah, I agree.
I
Something about
think
this game.
I think this whole NFL season we've all been wrong. Like I'm
been
talking like
coin
not
flips.
even just us, because I mean like
Me
look,
especially.
yeah, you. But we got people before the season saying, "Oh yeah, Texans are going to be the best team in the AFC." They got a
getting-
good record.
they're getting better.
They're getting
They're
better,
getting
but
better.
they are definitely
Yeah.
not the team everyone said that they were going to be.
No.
Everyone said the Lions this year were going to be the juggernaut in the NFC. They said the 49ers were. Both of them haven't looked good. I mean, they haven't looked great.
I've not seen a single Lions game this whole season.
No. They
I've
have
not heard much from the Lions, and I feel like that's not a good thing. Like if they're not getting posted by the NFL or anything like that,
Yeah,
that
right.
means they're not really doing much.
That's a great point.
I mean, the Lions?
Yeah, I've not seen too much from them.
The Lions will be fine. They had a bye week. That's definitely why they were not.
No, I'm not just this week. I just haven't seen like a whole game this season from the Lions.
Oh
Other
yeah,
than the
I do need to
primetime
see.
game.
I do need to see a full game from
Yeah.
Detroit before I can start feeling confident again. But let's first of all, while we're still talking about the NFC North, they're easily the best division in football.
Thank
Packers,
you.
Vikings, Bears, Lions. It's fun football every week. I'm sorry I had to talk about the Bears in a good tone.
Yeah, I know.
That's
I loved it.
That's just the truth of the matter.
I agree.
Now we're gonna hand it over to Grant. We'll put a timer up on the screen.
I got it.
got it ready?
I got it ready.
Let's go.
3, 2, 1.
Sorry, guys.
Okay, wait here. Hold on.
Got some technical difficulties or what?
Oh
my
No way.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
That's disgusting work. Why does it show up black?
What does it
Whoa! Oh, it's green. Okay. Anyways, it fits fine. But ladies and gentlemen, the Jacksonville Jaguars get their first win of the year, and that was a great game.
You could have just wore this the entire show.
No, he wanted to do it. As
I wanted to make it a
Your
surprise.
bit. This was
Yes.
your bit.
Anyways,
This is the bit.
the Jaguars looked good. Trevor Lawrence had his career day with passing yards, 371. He had 2 touchdowns to an interception. And that interception, I didn't mind it. You know, he took his deep shot to Brian Thomas Jr., kind of threw it in double coverage, is what it is. Brian Thomas Jr. had a great game. Cooked a Colts DB. He has this
He
year.
helped me in fantasy, so thank you, BTJ.
What was I going to say? Brian Thomas Jr. so far is the fastest player in the NFL this year. He has the first time clocked 22 miles an hour. Trayvon Walker looked amazing. 3-sack game, should have been 4, couldn't get Joe Flacco down. I think what scares me about this, though, I will be real, they looked that good, and they still won by a last-second field goal.
Yeah.
And that scares me.
Brother, I wouldn't be confident if I were you. I'm going to be totally honest.
Nope.
Oh, you're saying that because you're a Bears fan, and the Jags are going to walk them next week.
He's bailing on me after we've been talking about staying here until we've been talking about watching this game at 8 a.m. together since July, and he's bailing on me and trying to talk trash right now. That is insane.
I got to go home and see the family. I will be up.
Is that this weekend?
Yes.
Yes.
I will be up. Game.
The London game at 8:30.
That's
I will be up.
40, by the way.
That's Jacksonville second home right there.
That is
That was-
Jacksonville's second
And that
home.
was really quick for you, actually.
You were telling me 7 minutes to plan on.
Oh, yeah, but I enjoy this quite a bit because really, who wants to listen to the Jaguars talk?
I'm
for
with
7
you on
minutes?
that.
Not when they suck.
Ravens Bengals OT thriller.
That was a great game.
Lamar tried to lose him the game, and then McPherson misses.
Did lose in the game.
McPherson did lose him the game. So my question is, my room was talking about it. Did Cincinnati play the cards right? Was running the ball 3 straight times and then kicking the right decision, or were you supposed to air it out? Because I was under the impression, run the damn ball.
That's how I
Just
feel,
3
too.
times, run out the clock, put yourself in position, make a game winner.
Yep.
And they just missed it.
I mean, I don't think there's really a bad way to go about it. Obviously, hindsight's 2020. I
Regulars don't
like
throw an
being
INT.
confident in your offense, and I like wanting to go down and win the game
Yep.
with the ball and not put it in the hands of your kicker, who has been struggling by his standards this season.
get
McPherson's not been that consistent for him. Definitely not as consistent.
Historically,
as
he's
here.
been consistent, though.
Yes,
He's
but not-
been one of the more consistent kickers
Yes.
in the NFL, but just not.
And by his standards, he's not having a good year. By
Yeah.
his standards, he's still a very good kicker.
Yeah, I think the Ravens got lucky there.
Yeah.
Now, in a different game, the Buffalo Bills lost another one. The Houston Texans, as I correctly predicted, would get a win. However, they would lose Nico Collins.
Is that the series?
What are you guys thinking?
1 second. Do we have breaking news that we need to report, Trevor Burns?
No.
The Phillies
I'm not-
lose to the Mets in the series. 4-1 final score. The Mets advance to the NLCS.
Lindor did it.
Lindor did it.
Lindor grand slam in the 6th.
They're celebrating in New York. It's a great day to be a Mets fan.
I guess.
Not a
Sad
great
day
day
to
to
be
be
Trevor
on air
Burns.
on.
It's not a good day to be a
Trevor
Royals fan right now. They got bases loaded.
Down 1-0.
Down 1-0 to the Yanks. So.
You see that transition speed right there? I already got the next
you're
one
quick
up.
with
I'm
it.
on
You've been
top
quick
of
with
right
it all
now.
podcast. All right, but let's get back to the NFL. Yes, what were you saying there, Jack, about the Texans?
Yeah, I was just saying they lost Nico, but they
Yeah.
they got the win. What are you guys' thoughts about that game?
I
You wanna start this
I think the Texans are deep enough where losing Nico doesn't really concern them that much.
Stephon Diggs. Let's
Yes,
just wait till we
exactly.
get
They
Tank
have
That's
Dell.
kinda how I feel,
Tank
too.
Dell being a wide receiver 3 for him.
Tank Dell's been
is
dropping me
insane.
6 points in fantasy, man. Let's
Well-
not bring up a Tank Dell.
Well, now
talk.
he's
You know
wide
who
receiver
doesn't
2.
drop
He's
6
taking the
points in
Diggs role.
fantasy?
Okay,
Brian
let's
Thomas.
stop talking about.
We're done
We're done
talking
talking about fantasy football tonight. Texans get a big dub. They're getting better and better each week. That was going to be a dogfight game, and it was.
Definitely was a dogfight.
Texans got up early there, and the Bills came back, but Texans got it done. Did I
I
read
didn't
that right,
think-
or was
I
that
didn't
vice
think the
versa?
Texans were winning that game, if I'm being honest with you.
Really?
Because the Bills were up. The Bills.
Were the Bills up first, and then the Texans came back?
Bills-
Or was it the
Bills
other
were
way?
up
Bills were
10.
down.
Okay,
Bills were
thank
down?
you.
They were down what?
I thought the Bills were down by a lot.
They're down. I know it was a 10-point game. One of the teams came back. We're bad at this, but let's move on. I think it's just a good win
Yeah.
for the Texans.
Oh, okay. Well, I did that wrong on my script for
Oh,
Run It Back. That we had it flipped, but
Oh, my God.
you know what? I think what lost them this
I
game.
thought that was
I think
gone.
what the Bills lost this game was their play calling and time management. They had the ball with 2 minutes left, and they had a 3-and-out.
Yeah,
You get
so
one
they-
first
no, they
down,
were
and you either
Bad,
win that game.
Bad calls.
You either win that game or you go to overtime and have a better chance. Instead, they
Yeah.
3 plays, punt it,
What were they
and then
doing?
I think it was like 2 plays. The Texans did 2 plays, nail the field goal.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're thinking there.
I don't know what they're doing. However, I do know what's boiling down in Denver. They got a 3rd straight win.
You're feeling
Bo
great
Nix-
right now if you're a
Bo
Broncos
Nix is
fan,
looking
right?
good.
That's-
Yeah, they start
That's a
0-2.
dream scenario, to be honest.
They get a
with
good
you.
win,
Yep.
and they got, you know what? They play the Chargers, I think, this weekend on Sunday.
You gotta
So
be feeling
I
good.
don't see any reason why they can't be 4-2 after this weekend. Bo Nix is looking good. 3 total touchdowns, 2 through the air, 1 on the ground.
Yeah.
Patrick Surtain had 2 INTs.
One of which
I mean-
was like a 100-yard one, wasn't it?
Yeah, he had a
That was
100-yard
insane.
pick
That was
six.
an insane play.
Now, all I will say is the best part of this entire game came on the sidelines when Bo Nix was yelling at Sean Payton.
Yeah.
Did you guys have a chance to listen to the post game?
I did.
No,
I
so-
did see the clip for that.
So what did he say about
Yeah,
it?
the clip was funny. A reporter asked Sean Payton kind of what happened, and Sean Payton gave him a normal Sean Payton answer, saying, you know what, sometimes he's just a little crazy out on the field. Had to tone him down a little bit. Well, the reporter asked the same question to Bo Nix, and he followed that up with, yeah, you know what, Sean Payton just told me how much he loves me, and I turned around and just said, I love you too. And it was really funny. I wish we had the clip up. We would show it right now, but
Yeah.
We're trying something new this week.
Yeah, right.
definitely trying something new. I just thought that was so funny. Broncos get a huge win there.
Yeah, that's great.
Now they play the Chargers on Sunday.
Yep.
I think that's a
And-
winnable game.
I know I'm
Very
gonna sound like you're gonna get tired of me. But speaking of huge wins, the Chiefs, despite being beat up and battered, get a
Yeah.
big win against a very good Saints team. They go out there, Juju with over 100 yards, Kareem Hunt with over 100 yards.
That wasn't they dominated.
They did.
The score,
They actually
the score
looked good.
won't reflect that.
Yes.
They have looked
They
good
dominated.
now. This team, the Chiefs looked good with a lot less.
Yeah, they
This was-
dominated time of possession, and that's what's important. That's how you win football games.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed seeing that. It does suck seeing Derek Carr go down with an oblique injury because the Saints
Yeah.
have a pretty rough schedule. They have 2 games in 10 days coming
Yeah.
up, and he is going to most likely miss those next 2
Spencer
games.
Rattler, starting quarterback, named today.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty
Don't
sure.
hate that for Spencer Rattler. I think he can be all right.
I haven't heard that name in years. That's
Yeah,
actually
South
right.
Carolina.
That's actually kind of cool. Good luck, Spencer, if
Yep.
that's true.
Yep.
Yeah, he's set to start. Good luck.
Another rookie quarterback in this class.
It was
Now
confirmed.
that's a rookie quarterback that flies under the radar because he's a little old, but yeah.
It does suck as a Chiefs fan because it was confirmed this week that Rashee Rice is going to be out for the season with no news coming for so long. They were waiting for that swelling to go down, and they didn't really know where at, and his knee was injured. I was kind of getting a little bit of hope that maybe we could see him come back eventually, but
Guess whose fault that was?
we know.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Is he the first quarterback to be injuring his players, like with his own hand?
His helmet, actually.
Oh, my.
I think he
Yeah,
helmet
Oh,
to the
that
kneecap.
guys, there's always been the narrative of the hospital ball, so
Well, that was.
I'm at like,
has
has any
happened
quarterback
before.
hit their own player?
I'm just saying,
and
Patrick
brings it
Mahomes
home?
would make a very good
That I
member of
don't
the
know.
Legion of Boom.
yeah.
That was a very good hit.
That I don't know.
All right.
Should we get to our pick'ems?
Let's
Yeah,
get to the
let's
quick
get
and
to the
pick'ems.
pick'ems.
Who wants to lead us in
I'll-
pick'ems this week?
I'll lead them. I'll
Okay,
lead
you
it
lead
off.
us in
And
pick'ems.
we'll start it
Does
off.
Case want to throw that scoreboard up again?
Yep.
I just want to see my face number
So
one.
I will.
There
I
you
do
go.
want to say, last week I tried, maybe taking a couple of upset games. One of those games being the Carolina Panthers, and I'm sorry, I very much offended Trevor Burns.
Yeah, and you were wrong, by the way.
I was
Let's
wrong.
put that out there.
I was
The Bears got that done.
I was wrong a lot
you were
this
wrong.
week.
Yeah.
You've been wrong
I'm
a lot
hoping-
all year.
I had one good week, and that was the highlight of my season, and it probably will be the highlight of my
Still
season.
down 8.
But we're going to try and turn around this week. With that being said, let's kick it off. Thursday Night Football, the San Francisco 49ers travel to Seattle in an NFC West showdown.
I'm gonna go San Francisco.
Give me the Seahawks.
And I don't know why I really like San Francisco here. They looked
They are
pretty
3.5
bad
point
last
favorites.
week.
Interesting.
But I'm going them. So I guess.
I'll go Seahawks.
It's kind of a toss-up game for me, but I'm going to take Seattle because with... Am I cursed now?
Yes. Whenever you hear Tyler trail your pick, it's like, damn.
No, I just think I like Seattle's defense. I think with the San Francisco injuries on offense, they're going to be able to generate some pressure on Brock Purdy and make him
What
make mistakes.
injuries?
Well, Brock Purdy's been sacked 12 times this
McCaffrey.
season.
Christian
But
McCaffrey.
they still
Going
have
Seahawks.
Ayuk. They still have Debo. They have Kittle, and Kittle's been looking really good the past few weeks.
I
They
don't
could
care.
easily
Christian
win this
McCaffrey.
game.
Christian McCaffrey's that whole team.
Okay, sure.
Going Seahawks here, 100%.
All right.
Alrighty.
All right.
Well, I guess we'll either be tied after this week or
Yeah.
who knows.
All right. Well, we move on to the
Bears.
showdown between these two right here. Jacksonville goes to Chicago. Well, they go to London to take on Chicago. Chicago being the home team in that. What's the picks?
Hey,
Trevor.
Skip me, I'll go last.
let's make a bet.
Oh.
If the Jags
Your
win,
team won your first game, by the way, but go ahead.
if the Jags win, you show up to the next podcast episode in a Jags jersey the entire episode. If the Bears win, I show up in a Bears.
Do you have a Bears jersey for him?
I could probably get one shipped to me.
They can buy one.
You want to buy me
I
one?
am not buying a Bears uniform.
Yeah.
All right,
Who's trying to buy a
let's make
jersey?
it more. Let's make it more interesting. That on top of it, you want to put 20 on it. Let's put 20 on it.
This kid he loves gambling money.
And I haven't lost.
Because
We
I'm all
have
about
a
my
little
bag.
side bet going for next week, but that's next week's podcast.
$20
so,
in a jersey.
I'm not buying the jersey.
No. $20 in the
That would
loser
be
wears
funny
the other
if you had to
team's
buy a
jerseys.
Bears jersey.
We do not have the
We're
revenue
doing,
for
you know what
that.
we're doing right now? It's like when the NFL players
Yeah.
they go to their colleges and
Yeah.
Those
you
are
gotta,
fun. Those are
show
fun.
up to the
Yeah, I
presser.
like this.
Yeah,
Those are
that's
fun
what I'm
pressers.
saying.
I like this.
But with that being said, give me the Jaguars.
You
Imagine I
know,
took the Bear.
I'm
Can't work out the
I'm gonna
pickles.
help Trevor Burns out here, and I'm gonna take Jacksonville to go get their second win in a row.
Oh,
I'm going to take back the bet.
You're winning.
I know. I'm courteous. I'm being
Sure.
courteous. I'm going Bears here, obviously.
Is that me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you wanted to pick last year, so.
I don't know, guys. I kind of want to go with Jacksonville. I want to, but my head's telling me go Cincinnati or go Chicago.
your head's wrong then.
But I'm gonna go Jacksonville.
Wow.
Duval.
I think they get.
Can I get a Duval?
This is their second home.
Can I get a Duval?
I'll give you a Duval. I just think this is their second home over in London.
That's fair.
I think they can genuinely
I see
do
the
it. I
vision.
don't know why I'm kind of
Well, hey,
like.
there's a hurricane going on in Florida. No better place to evacuate to than London.
And this is like, I saw the Jacksonville team for a few plays that I thought I was going to see all year. And so that just gives me hope.
I like how
give
they're-
the ball to Brian Thomas Jr.
I like
think
how
they
they're
can do
using
it.
him now.
Yeah.
Well,
What
it's
do you think
'cause-
about his usage recently? Start the timer.
I like it because obviously what made me mad, what made me upset is you draft a first round wide receiver and you throw it to him like twice a game. And it's like, if at that point, if you're drafting him and using him like that, there's no point. So I think throwing him the ball, he had like 5 receptions for 122 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
I'd love to see it. You need to give it to him more. And it's becoming more and more obvious each week that BTJ is Trevor Lawrence's #1 guy. People could argue Christian Kirk. I think it's BTJ, and that's what I'm going to say.
All right,
right.
well, let's
That's fair.
let's speed through these next matchups here. We got Arizona going to Lambeau, Green Bay. Jack, kind of start us off.
I'm gonna go Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Yeah.
I jumped the gun a little bit, but I got excited about that
False
one.
start.
You know what?
5-yard penalty.
You know what? Give me the Cardinals.
Oh my God.
Again, this is not the week to make up your.
Give me the Cardinals.
All right,
It's fine.
Give me the
Whatever.
Cardinals. They win. They're winning some of these big games against teams they shouldn't beat, and this is one of those games.
This one's
I feel
in
like.
Green Bay, so.
This is a game that Arizona shouldn't win, but I feel like they're gonna.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right, what'd you pick there? You picked Green Bay? Am I the only one who picked
Yeah, you
Cardinals?
did.
Okay.
And it's funny because he's like, yeah, this is one of those games where you think they're going to win and you have the worst score.
Yeah.
on the-
I
How-
do.
you know what
I
wanna
gotta-
know?
I gotta-
You know what? You know what I want to know? I want to see if
So
we
much
can do the
for
math.
quick on pick'ems.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I want to see if we could do the math and see how many of Tyler's rights have
Like
all
the
been
ratio
the
of
yays.
it? Oh,
have all been the
okay.
ones where we all picked them.
Yeah.
And obviously we
I do
them.
have the Panthers pick this year. I do have the Panthers pick.
All right.
Sure. Okay.
All right. We got the Colts going to Tennessee in what's going to be a game nobody watches this week.
Yeah, this is a stinker.
Jack Henna.
I'm gonna go Colts.
Give me the Colts.
Give me the Colts.
Give me the Colts.
Yeah.
Is that our first one?
Give me a Will Levis meme this week too. I need another one.
No, you know what? Another AFC team stepped in for the meme picture of the week. We had the Colts defender trying to tackle Brian
The J-
Thomas
yeah,
Jr.
the
That's a
Jaguars.
meme.
All right.
That's a meme picture.
All
of
right,
the
you're
week.
almost
I
worse than me
respect
with
it.
Nebraska
It's
now.
getting there.
Houston goes to New England. Drake May's first game as a starter.
Yeah,
Who's
Drake
winning
May's
it?
not winning.
No.
Let's go Texans.
Give me Texans.
Give me the pick. No, I'm kidding. Give me the Texans.
Texans.
Yeah. All right, Tampa Bay goes to New Orleans. New Orleans desperately needs a win right now. I think they've lost 2 in a row.
Yeah, and they're not getting one. Let's go Bucks.
All right.
Skip me.
I believe in Baker. Give me the Bucks.
Give me the Bucks.
Yeah.
Saints are without a quarterback.
Give me the Bucks.
Yeah. Let's
That's
go away.
that's
You're
what
fading
threw him over
Baker.
was the oblique. He
It's
would've
yeah.
went.
You don't have Derek Carr anymore.
But
Cleveland goes to
might be the
Philadelphia.
easiest game. Let's go Philly.
Philly.
They're gonna drop it now that you said that, but Philly.
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 Yeah.
What a heater.
All right, the most fun team in football, the Washington Commanders, go to Baltimore.
And they're not winning. Let's go Baltimore. Easily, actually.
Really?
I feel very confident about this. I might take Baltimore spread here.
Wait, where's the game at?
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Baltimore 6.5
Yeah.
favorites.
Give me Baltimore then.
I'm taking Baltimore. I think They got a
Even
good
though I
defense.
think Washington's.
I don't think Washington's defense is
Washington's-
ready to stop Baltimore's offense.
That's exactly what I was
Especially
about to
Derrick
say. I
Who's
think
doing that?
Washington's good, but they're not good enough to beat Baltimore. So I'm on Baltimore.
Yay!
Yeah.
All right, the Chargers take on the very hot Denver Broncos.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Broncos. I think that's actually, I really like that. I think we've been playing some good football. The Chargers actually, they've always scared me.
They're 3-point favorites on
And
the
those,
road.
and those really cute baby blues. So,
All right, so Broncos for Kenna.
I'm going Broncos. I don't like the Chargers. I've had a
Guys,
vendetta
the
against
Chargers
them.
are coming off a bye week. Give me the Chargers.
No, give me the. Sorry.
Something happened in the Royals game. But yeah, give me the Chargers in that one.
Give me the Broncos.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, boo me, I guess. The Steelers almost beat the Cowboys last week because the Cowboys sucked. They go to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders.
I'm gonna go Steelers because I don't know if Las Vegas knows who they're starting quarterback will be.
That's
Give me
fair.
the
Quarterback.
Steelers.
I might have said corner.
I really like
Don't be
Aiden
different.
O'Connell, but the Pittsburgh Steelers are winning
Yes.
this game. It's not going to be close.
Pittsburgh Steelers, baby.
There you go. I just like Aiden O'Connell. He's a fiery guy. What's going on in the Royals game?
Great little poke down the left field line. Great little poke down the left field
Are
line.
they still losing?
What's the
They
score
are still
here?
losing.
That's
Yes,
okay,
I
they can
believe
do
it
it.
is 1-2.
No, they had a sack fly, didn't they?
1-2. Hey, Gabe.
2-1. 2-1. Yeah.
2-1.
All
Royals
right.
down by 1.
All right, let's wrap it up. Let's get out of here.
Yep.
Detroit takes on Dallas. Big matchup in the NFC.
I'm going Detroit.
Give me Dallas.
Give me Detroit. Give me Detroit.
I think Detroit can be a Super Bowl contender. So
I hate Dallas with such a burning passion. There's not a bone in my body that likes them. I want to leave my apartment when I watch football games with our TD case. But unfortunately, I'm going Dallas here.
Boo.
Okay.
Trevor. Wouldn't that be
Atlanta.
the worst game to watch all time? Jags versus Cowboys. Me and Case in the room.
That would be atrocious.
That'd be a nightmare game to watch, huh?
That's an
All right, Atlanta goes to Carolina. What's the
Atlanta?
picks? Atlanta.
We're all gonna say the same
all
thing.
saying-
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Atlanta.
Cincinnati takes on New York's Sunday Night Football. The Giants. Should
The-
specify that.
the Bengals can't possibly lose this one.
Right.
I don't
We
know.
said that against the Patriots.
Can we?
though, and they
We
lost.
didn't talk about the game recap, but the Giants' defense had a 100-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown and a blocked field goal that won them the game.
No, the Giants
They're doing
looked
enough to
good.
win. They're doing enough to win.
I don't
games right
think
now.
they're going to win this one. I'm
Yeah,
going to go
give me the
Bengals.
Bengals.
Yeah, give them the Bengals
Bengals.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Try to throw them off there.
Monday
so
night.
Maybe get a pick back. All right, Monday
Wrap
Night
this thing
Football.
up.
Battle of New York.
Bills.
It's the Bills. Okay.
Bills.
Bills, Jets. It's hard to win when you don't know who your coach is. Well, I mean, they do, but
Bills.
Can we all just say the
Yeah.
same thing here? Bills.
Bills.
Yeah. Let's
Real
go.
quick, before we end it, just say the teams that are on bye.
teams on bye: the Kansas City Chiefs, the Los Angeles Rams, Miami Dolphins, and the Minnesota Vikings.
Michael Messi.
This Royals
Come on!
right now is
Come on, baby.
All right. So on that note, we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna go watch postseason baseball. Hopefully, watch the Yankees lose to the Royals. That being said, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for watching the episode if you're not live. And yeah,
let's
go
flash
follow.
those socials.
Yeah, let's. I don't even know if our TD's in.
I don't know.
But he's closing.
Never
this out.
mind. All right. We'll catch you guys later.